Hey there, fellow beaders. So here is this Sunday's tutorial. It is actually a really simple tutorial using a lot of right angle weave and some nice, beautiful 6mm fire polish beads. So since the US Thanksgiving is coming up in a few days, I kind of wanted to use some colors that made me think of Thanksgiving. Anyway, so I call this my thankful bracelet, because it's Thanksgiving and we are giving thanks to all the wonderful things that we all have, and I am grateful to have this, all the great subscribers that I do, and I get a chance to do something I love to do, and that's make beaded jewelry. Anyway, so for this particular bracelet, what you are going to need are 6mm fire polish beads. That's what I have over here, and these are let's see, the color is Fuchsia Pohphyr, or Pohphyr, I guess I should say. Fuchsia Pohphyr. So these are from Art Beads, 6mm, and you're going to need a total of 22 of these if you are making a 6-inch bracelet. So my bracelet is just under 6 inches. It's about 5 7/8. So let's see, I'm going to line this up here. So I'm going to line it up here to the front, and then you guys can see. It's like, so if you go to just the loop, it's about 5 7/8. So basically, let's say 6 inches. Let's round it up to 6 inches. And so if you're going to make a 6-inch bracelet, that's what you're going to need. You're going to need 22 of those. The other bead that I'm using here is a 4mm Swarovski pearl. And the pearl is, it's called Light Cream Rose. I don't know if you guys can read that there. 4mm light cream crystal rose, and you're going to need 52 of these based on a 6-inch bracelet. So that's the materials. Then the seed beads I'm using, these are 11/0 seed beads, and they are Toho's number 304 light sapphire hycinth lined. So they've got, let's see if I can find my needle. If I take a look at them, they kind of have this blue outer coating to them, and come on, focus. Okay, well, it's not really, I don't know, the camera doesn't want to focus on it, but, or maybe it's just too shiny for it to focus. But anyway, if you guys can see it, it's actually very similar to the color over here with the 6mm beads. And I think it blends in or works really well with my light cream rose pearls here. Here's the back of the bracelet. So as you can see, it's all pretty much right angle weave that I've done here. It's just, I did a little simple technique with right angle weave, and the beads sort of sit on top. So there's a little bit of a dimensionality to the bracelet. And the last thing I did was, in terms of thread, I used my 0.008 Frost Wildfire. I would recommend using the 0.006. The 8 was a little thicker. It made it harder to go through the beads, especially the seed beads. So if you have fireline, go with the 4 to 6 pound and not the 8 pound fireline. That would be my recommendation. And I'm using a size 10 beading needle. All of this information is always in the materials section that is below the video. It says show more. If you click the tab, you'll have all the materials that I've got listed. And that's it. So I say let's get started. All right, so to start our bracelet here, what you want to do is pick up 4 of your 6mm beads that I have here, and 4 of your 4mm beads. In my case, it's the pearls. And then in between each of these beads, I have an 11/0 seed bead. So a total of 8 seed beads and 4 of the other beads. And I'm going to bring those to the end of my thread here, and then I'm going to make a circle by tying a knot. And I'm just doing a square knot, just want to bring these together. And that's what you're going to get. So you're going to get this nice big circle. And what you're going to do is take our knot and have it pull inside this big bead here. So, and now I'm going to go through the rest some of these beads, and I want to exit out another one of my 6mm beads here. And so the knot has been pulled in. And what I'm going to do here before I do anything further is to go ahead and make my ear loop. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my clasp loop is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to pick up 6 of the 11s, and actually I'm going to do 8, not 6. So that's 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to go back through just the fire polish here. And let's see, one of my seed beads is stuck. Okay, so this one's too small. It's not going through. Switch that one out. And let's try this again. And that's what you want. You just want a simple little loop. And we're going to go ahead and reinforce this loop. And I'm just going to go through the beads a few at a time. And then through the fire polish. And you can go through this a few more times if you like. I'm using a thicker thread. I'm using the 0.008 wildfire here, so it's the seed beads are not going to go through it much. So now what I'll do is I'll put my jump ring right through there, and I'm all set for the clasp. Now I want to continue through my beads until I come out of this fire polish that is directly opposite the fire polish with the loop. And now what we're doing is basically a right angle weave. So what you're going to do is pick up 4 of your 4mm beads, 3 of these, and in between there should be a seed bead. So I picked up an 11. Now I'm going to pick up my 4mm pearl here. Another 11, and then my 6, and an 11, and now I'm back to the pearl, and an 11. So pull those down. It's time for another 6, 11, a 4, 11, my 6. So I already have this one over here, so I only want to pick up 3 of those, but I do need 4 pearls. So I got to do another 11, another pearl, and my last 11. Now go back through, and this is what you should get. And then you want to continue and repeat these steps until you get the desired length that you need. So you work your way towards the fire polish that's directly opposite this one. So I'm going over into this one, and then I'm going to pick up those same set of beads that I just did. So it's 11, my 4mm, and another 11, then a 6, an 11, then a 4, 11, and a 6, 11, just pushing these back down. Now it's time for a 4, 11, 6, 11, 4, and 11. I believe I got everything I need, yep. And I'm going to go back around this 6mm. So what you want to do is create as many loops as you need, like I did here, and then I will show you the next step. So here I am. Here's my bracelet to the length that I need. So I'm just going to make my clasp loop here, and so I'm going to pick up 8/11s like I did before, and I have 7. So here's 8. Is that right? Yes. And I'm going to go back through the fire polish here. So this is to reinforce, and you can do this a couple more times if you need. It just depends on the thread you're using. So I'm using a little bit thicker thread, and so this should be fairly secure. So now what you're going to do is make your way to this pearl here. So I'm just going to go through all these beads, following the thread path. And actually I lied, I wanted you to come out of this bead. So sorry about that. So the next step, what you're going to do is, actually, we're going to back out of this pearl. Sorry. It's been a little while since I've done this design. I did this design a little while ago, so my memory isn't quite up to par. All right, so you're going to pick up an 11, a 4mm, another 11, and another 4mm pearl, or whatever 4mm you're using, and an 11. And so what you're actually going to do is go across to this pearl and go through it. So that's what you're going to get, like that. And you go through the 11-0. And now we're set up to continue on. So this time you're going to go through the 6, and we're going to make our way up to here. So go through as many beads as you can. So I've gotten through a few here, and I'm going to go up into the 11-0 here and my pearl. And now I can pick up an 11, my 4mm 11, another 4, and another 11, and I can go through the bead here. And this is what you're going to get, and what you're going to do is basically keep doing this all the way across till you get to this one, and then we will switch sides and work our way across on the other side. All right, keep going. So I have added pearls to one side of my bracelet, and this is what I've gotten so far. So now I'm exiting out. I've gone through this pearl here and the 11-0. I need to exit out of this pearl to get set up for the other side. So I'm going to continue through my fire polish, the next 11, and then exit out of the pearl here. Now I'm going to just turn this over, a little easier for me to work this way, and I'm going to pick up an 11, a pearl, And then what I'm going to do is take this loop that I just created and I'm going to go through the 11 in the center here between the two pearls. And you want to make sure this doesn't get loose. And you want to just tug it over. Like so. And then what we're going to do is pick up another pearl and another 11. And we are going to go into this pearl over here. And my needle went ahead and went through the 1102. So I want to make sure everything comes together. So give everything a good tug. You'll be able to do this a lot more cleanly than I'm doing here because of the limited space that I can move. If I move too much, you'll be out of camera range and you guys won't see what I'm doing. But basically that's where you want to be. And that's what you're going to get. So your pearls now are going to be sitting on top of one of the fire polish. Now let me turn to the back so you guys can know where to. So the next step is to get over here to this one, this pearl. So we have to work our way this way, just like we were in the other side. So the easiest way to do this is to actually turn your work to the back and make sure everything is tight. Give it one more little quick check and then go through the fire polish. Okay, so I did get through the beads and I made it across to my next pearl that I need to be in. So again, I'm going to pick up an 11 and a pearl. Then I'm going to go through the 11 here. It's in between these two pearls that we added on in the previous round. And then I'm going to pick up a pearl, or 4mm, and another 11. And I'm going to go through my pearl here on the opposite side, if I can find the hole. And there you go. So it does come together. And now just turn the work to the back again. And we want to continue through the fire polish. The 11. Oops, got my thread caught on my pliers here. Then, let's see, I'm going to go through this pearl here. If, again, I can find the hole. There we go. And all right, we're almost in position. So that's the pearl we need to be in. So through the 11-0 and the pearl. And I'm going to need my pliers again, so that's why they're over here and getting in the way of my thread getting caught. But they come in handy to get the thread through. All right, so one last time, you are going to now pick up an 11, and a pearl. You're going to connect it with this group over here where you go through that 11. Oops, sorry guys. And then pick up that 4mm and that other 11, and we are going to go through the pearl here. And there it is. There's our third group done. So continue on until you have all of your groups done. And I'll show you the next step. All right, well, once you've connected all of your pearl loops together, or your 4mm loops, depending on what bead you're using, we are going to go ahead and tie off. And the simplest way to tie off is to do it in these larger beads. So I'm going to go ahead and do a 1/2 inch knot here between my 11/0 and this fire polish, if I can get underneath the thread there. And go through some of these beads here. Coming out of the 11/0 right in front of my fire polish over here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and weave away. So go through the fire polish and then the next couple of beads. Make sure I'm not blurring here for you guys, getting too close. But that should do it. That's 2 knots. You can do a 3rd if you like. And here's our completed piece. I kind of like the open effect of the larger beads that it gives it. Now here's my jump rings, so I'm just going to go ahead and add those on. So I have them open and ready. I got my clasp. I need to grab my tools. All right, one side, and now the other side. Okay, well, here's our completed bracelet, and kind of a simple design. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please comment. I'd love to know what you guys think, and of course, subscribe if you haven't done so. And I will see you in the next tutorial.